All right, now I have to share my screen. All right, I am sharing my screen. We are going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tarah Fowler, and I am a silver ambassador, but I'm sure trying to hit gold and have been for a few months. So I'm hoping this will be my month. And I am joined tonight by one of my teammates, Kay Smith. She's going to jump on and take over about halfway through. You can see her wave. So a few weeks ago, Kay and I had the pleasure of going to the Believe Conference for Women in Network Marketing, and it's hosted by Sonia Stringer, who basically now devotes her entire career to working with women in network marketing and giving them strategies to build their business. She formerly, several years ago, worked for Tony Robbins, who's a big motivational speaker, and learned a bunch from him, and through that, learned some tactics about relationships and selling, and just decided that her passion was in working with women with network marketing. So she brought in a ton of great speakers. It's women from all different network marketing companies who are at the top of their company. And Kay and I walked away just feeling very motivated, very inspired. We got tons of great ideas. And so we kind of had a hard time narrowing down what we should share with you because we had 3 days worth of materials. But we're hoping that Nicole will invite us on to subsequent team calls to share some of the other stuff that we have. But we wanted to start off today by sharing probably what's kind of at the crux of what Sonia Stringer shares. And Kay and I, although I slacked off a little bit, so probably Kay more so than I, went through a 12-week course that's all about the magic words to selling and sponsoring, and then we got a little bit more at the Believe Conference. So that is what we are going to share for you tonight. We will go through the information, and then hopefully we'll have a few minutes at the end to be able to answer questions. So here is the magic words to selling and sponsoring. These are ideas, again, from Sonia Stringer. So one of the things that she said, and I know that all of us have probably kind of hit this wall in our business where the crickets are chirping and people aren't responding the way that we hope that they would. And so what Sonia says is that if people aren't responding the way you would like, it's probably not what you're doing, it's what you're saying. Hence the magic words that she came up with. So she talks about 3 different mistakes that people typically make when they are sharing either their products or their business opportunity. So the first mistake is sharing too many details. And I think if any of you have taken the time to watch some of our fantastic leaders in Plexus, they've talked about this a lot. They always say, do not puke Plexus. So information overload, sharing more does not mean that people will see what we see. In fact, a lot of times that's when you get that glazed over look, people get overwhelmed, and it has the exact opposite impact of what we're hoping it'll have. So the solution is to talk about what the products or business can do for people. So what are the benefits and the results? So the first thing that Sonia encouraged us to do, and I would encourage you to do this as well, is to make a list of why people would want to buy our products. Or you can make, and you should make another list of why would people want to join our Plexus business. So this is a list that I made at the conference. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just what I could come up with in about 30 seconds. So when it comes to Plexus, I focused on the products. Why would people want to buy our products? Well, the main focus of our products is to improve gut health, for weight loss, to feel great without going on a restrictive diet, having more energy. It's a natural approach to wellness. And we know that many of us have experienced this or know people that have experienced relief from a number of chronic symptoms. So definitely take the time to add to that list so that you have your own list of benefits for the products and for the business for you to draw on when you're talking to people. So this is the first part of the magic words, and as Kay and I go through the presentation, you're going to see that we continue to build on the magic words. So the first simplest part is my products or business can help you blank. And then you're going to fill in the blanks with some of those benefits that you created in your list. So for example, you could say, my products can help you improve your gut health, or my business can help you earn extra money. And we'll talk a little bit, Kay will talk a little bit about how you know what to say depending on the person that you're talking to. So that's the first part of the magic words. So the second mistake is that we make the benefits too boring. We kind of drone on and on. So what Sonia says is that you have to fire it up so that people respond. So how do you do that? You focus on feelings. People buy products and or join our business because of how it makes them feel. Feelings drive everything. So what we're going to look at next is the benefits of the benefits. So we're expanding that list of benefits that we had and talking about what are the benefits of those benefits. And that'll make sense here in just a minute. So what's the benefit of the benefit? So I took my list of benefits and talked about, okay, well, if we're talking about gut health, what's the benefit of improving my gut health and so on and so forth. So some of the things that I came up with is the benefit of the benefit is being in control of your health, gaining confidence in your body, getting to eat real food, having that motivation to exercise or maybe get things done around the house or play with your kids. So these are things that are really going to tap into people's feelings, which is what helps them connect to our products or business opportunity. So we're going to add on to the magic word. So the first part is the same. My products or business can help you blank so you can blank. So an example would be my products can help you improve your gut health so you can feel healthy and energetic. So we're tapping into those feelings. Here's the benefit. Here's the feeling that that's going to elicit. Or my business can help you make some extra money so you can travel or fill in the blank with whatever.
And why don't you just continue to share your screen since mine is long.
Okay, can you see it?
I can.
Okay, then Kay's going to talk and I'll click.
Okay, perfect. All right, so mistake number 3 is that people sometimes try to send the same message to everyone. You don't want to cut and paste your messages. So Tara talked a little bit about this, but I'm going to delve into this a little bit more. So people buy or join for different reasons, and those reasons are based on emotions and feelings. So we have our neocortex, which is our language processing, our information processing part of our brain. And we have our limbic system. Our limbic system is emotional. It takes care of the emotions. It reads the emotions. So what happens is the limbic system is what actually makes a decision. And then the neocortex is what justifies that decision. So I made a decision to join the business side because my husband lost his job. I have continued to do this business because I've been making money. I figure, what else am I going to do in the evenings? It's a great way to be productive and have my own business. So my logical neocortex is backing up my decision that my limbic system made way back in the day. So, and that's what people do. They make a decision based on emotion, then they justify that decision based on logic or reason. So I buy a new purse and I buy it because it's super cute. I justify that purchase because I haven't bought a purse for myself for 3 years or whatever. So you always are making a decision based on an emotion. And that's why politicians are going for hot spots and certain things. And that's why advertisers try to evoke emotion because they want you to take action. You're not going to take action unless there's an emotion behind it. That's how you take action, because of an emotion. So that's really important. So our job is to discover and to come to the conclusion as to what people will take our products for, or why people will join our business. So what is their why behind either starting with the products or doing the business? So through the process of discovery, there are different stages of recruiting people: relating, discovery, building a case, supporting your decision, and taking action. These are the things that you work through when you're recruiting someone. And we might have to talk about this again another talk. But of all of the parts of recruiting someone, discovery is the very most important. It should take up 80% of your time. So 80% of the recruiting process should be done through discovery. Discovery is asking questions and getting to the person's why, finding out what's the emotion that's going to drive them to make this decision. Is it because they are having difficulty making ends meet? They're too much month at the end of the money. Do they just want to pay their let their kids go to gymnastics but they can't afford to do that? Are they in bed and can't get out of bed because they're so X, Y, or Z, sick or tired or have an autoimmune MS, something that's causing them? What you have to do is get to what that emotion or that feeling is and that why. But you do that through discovery. And Sonia really focuses on serving, not selling. And I think we all that's why Tara and I think we all like Sonia and her philosophy, because her point is not to teach us how to sell to people. Her point is to help us learn how to serve people the best that we can serve them. So our whole purpose of discovery and this whole process is to help serve people. If you feel like you're selling, then it's not going to feel great. It's going to feel icky. So you want to feel like you're serving these people. If you don't feel like you can help them, send them in another direction to help them a little bit more in another direction. And you want to be curious but sincere and listen in order to serve. So if you're going to do the magic words, like the next magic word statement would be to add in that emotion. So my products or business helps blank with specific benefits so they can feel a specific way. So my business helps busy moms have more time with their kids so they don't have to feel guilty for not being there for them, or so they don't have to miss another school party or dance recital or whatever that is that person had shared with you that they had missed, or the reason that they might be interested in starting. You want to make it very personal to that person. And if you've done discovery in the right way, you're going to know these things. You're going to know the whys. You're going to know exactly what their reasoning is for doing, either starting the products or doing the business. So it's extremely important that you figure out the way to discover. And it's just very open-ended questions, talking generally about what's their life and follow-up questions like we might do. But it's worth 80% of our time. So we really need to focus on that. And so why did this work? Why do these magic words formula work? And we've got the magic words as a formula so that you can use this and reduplicate it. But the contents of it, that changes with everyone. But the statement actually can stay the same, but the contents of what you want to use is what changes. So why do we do this? Because what we've talked about, emotions and feelings are the biggest motivator. That's what's making you make a decision, not your logical brain, your emotional brain. Your emotional brain or your logical brain then justifies what decision you've made. Your logical brain needs the belief in the business. It needs the belief in the products, and it needs the belief in yourself. So you're justifying, okay, I chose this company. This is a good company. Look at all these pharmacists are doing this, or look at all the health professionals who are jumping on board, and look at all the people that these products have helped. So a lot of that is coming into play too, as you're deciding to carry on. You get people's attention. This is another huge thing. You do not want to sit down and tell them everything that has helped you. If you can relate to them, if they have a similar problem, then yeah, you can share that. Oh my gosh, yeah, that I felt the same way, or I had the same experience, and this helped me. But what you really want to do is take it back to them. You always want to take it back to your customer, your potential customer or client. You definitely don't want to put the attention on you, though sometimes it feels a little bit awkward because you feel like, oh, it's personal. Do I really want to get into all this with them? But yes, you do. You need to get into it. You need to know what they're coming from. You need to become personal and intimate with them in their health and their wealth, because that's where you're going to be able to make the biggest difference, is if you actually know them and you care about them. Because she also drilled into her head, network marketing is about building relationships. The most important thing we can do is build relationships and serve people. That's how we're going to be effective. It's not sticking flyers on a windshield or just powering through a bunch of things. It's actually really connecting with people and making those connections that is going to make the difference and really make you an effective network marketer. So that's really important. Let's see. We're more motivated by pain than pleasure. So if there is a painful thing that people are going through, that's going to be more of a motivation for them to take action than just, I really want a Lexus. It's nice, but that's not necessarily what's going to make them make a decision. And Tara had mentioned, you really want to talk about the destination of what they will have when they get there, but you don't want to talk about the airplane that'll get them there. I think this is a great analogy. So if you're trying to sell a ticket to Hawaii, you're not going to tell them the details of the airplane. It's a Boeing 757 with so many seats, and it flies at this altitude. We're not going to talk about that. No one's going to buy a trip to Hawaii because of the plane. And that's the point. We're not going to talk about all the details of the plane or of Plexus. You can mention a few, but we're not going to just delve into everything until you get to a place where that makes more sense. And that's after a lot of discovery. So anyway, you talk about the destination. How is it going to make them feel? Why would they want to do this? Not because of the amazing plant-based products and the Morgan Stanley, and those things are not what's going to drive them. It's how they're going to feel when they've gotten this thing, when they've done this thing. So just really kind of really powering that in, but that's a really important piece. And then again, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So your why needs to be really strong. And we watched a few really awesome videos. Maybe we can post those in the comments under here that really kind of magnify the importance of a really emotional why. Because if you don't have a strong why, you're not going to take action yourself. So we're trying to find other people's why so they'll take action. But if we don't have a really strong why and we're not emotionally attached to our why, we're not going to be taking action either, or we're going to drag our feet, or it's going to be on our to-do list more than I can't keep myself from doing this. So think about that too. Do vision boards. I mean, it's really important to get connected to your why. Do vision boards. Do whatever you can to really have that connection. And if you're feeling comfortable and you really just want to help other people, maybe your why has gotten really big and you just really want to save the world. Well, that's something you can do. I mean, make that your why and really imagine yourself saving starving children or whatever it is that would make you really want to do this. So whatever it is that you can get connected to emotionally to your why, you're going to be you're going to move forward more effectively and more efficiently and more quickly if you're connected to that. And again, I said you need to have a why that's strong within you, and then also you really have to find their why. That's your whole purpose when you're doing this, is to find their why. What would make them move? What would make them take action? And then you're serving them, not selling to them. So you don't want to feel like it's selling. You just still want to serve them. But anyway, that's what we got. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, hi, Carly.
Hi, Carly. Nobody has any questions? Makes sense.
Any comments or anything?
Is the microphone still bad?
A little bit, but we can hear you though.
Okay.
I didn't tell you that last week, Nicole. I think are you using your phone with the egg yolk in it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. The last 3 weeks it's been, your microphone has been off, I thought.
Really? I just need to
I don't know why.
technology.
It's better now. But
I just wanted to tell you guys what great information it is. I took a lot of notes, and I think that it's going to be really beneficial. And I could tell that you were all so excited when you left the conference, and I just could not wait to hear. And I know that it's really hard to sum up a weekend just in 30 minutes, but you guys did a phenomenal job.
thank you.
One thing that I wanted to share, obviously, I know Nicole's talked to us about this, and we all know that whenever possible, it's best to talk to people face-to-face or try to get them on the phone. I know I do way better with that than social media. However, I think the reality of the world we live in is that people are really busy and prefer a lot of times to communicate via text or social media. So one of the things that I had written in my notes, we don't want to get caught in the trap of, scrolling social media, because that's not really an income producing activity. However, I know Nicole and some other people have talked about this before. If you see, that someone posts like, can't survive the morning without 10 cups of coffee, or, post about, I don't know, constant stomach issues or whatever, then that's a great way for you to have a reason to follow up in a private message or a text, and you can use the magic words. So you can just keep it really simple. Hey, saw your post about not having any energy. My Plexus products, can help people, can help you get more energy so that you feel like you can get up and get moving in the morning or whatever it may be. So that kind of gives you a reason. To do the rest of the magic words, you probably really need to kind of get going, reaching out to someone and maybe ask them the question of, what are some of your health goals? What are some of the things you're looking for, and ask questions. And then once you can grab onto a little bit more, then you can do the magic words, because you kind of, we're not going to talk about stocking away money for retirement to someone who's, 20 years old, unless they've said they're really concerned about their retirement. So that's why it's so important to really make it personal, and they will give you everything that you need to give them back the magic words. If you are being quiet and listening and asking questions, they'll give you everything you need to know. Your prospects will.
Okay, is that you, Carly?
Yes. Hi, Noreen.
Oh, no, whoever that was talking, I'm sorry. I thought it was Carly.
That was Tarah.
Okay, Tarah. This is Noreen, and I just want to make sure I have the magic words. Kind of been taking quick notes here. So an example of magic words would be something like, "Hey, I noticed your post about, blah blah blah. My Plexus products can help with blah blah blah. So you can blah, blah, blah." Is that kind of how it goes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Okay,
Have
got it.
either of you had a chance to try this out yet?
I've used it a little bit. I actually, not too long after the conference, I was able to get on the phone with someone that I used to teach with. And so I tried to really listen, and she gave me a lot of information and put it back. So I'm still working with her, but it's something, how we've talked about some of the other stuff that you really have to practice to get good at it. Otherwise you find yourself stumbling over the words, or,
yes.
You really have to be a good listener. And I think sometimes people start asking you the details, and you fall into that trap of giving too much information. So I think that's where I need to get good at, maybe like asking a question, keeping it simple, and then asking a question to put it back on them so that I can get more information. Because I think I still sometimes share too much information, and just need to focus on asking questions, getting information so that I can relate it back to them.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I've used it a few times, and I felt like it's been effective, definitely. It takes practice for sure.
Did you do it on the phone too, Kay?
I've been doing it both on the phone, and actually I don't do a lot of phone, but in person,
okay.
Or on a message. I do a lot of cold messaging back and forth too, and I'll sometimes just start a cold message with more of a thing like, okay, I'm walking through my fear and I'm sharing with my good friends about Plexus. Have you heard anything about Plexus, or have you been following my posts on Plexus? And then I can go through, and I've had people say, actually, I was just thinking about contacting you about that. And then I can say, okay, tell me exactly what's going on. How are you feeling? What makes you think that, what brought you to Plexus, or what made you stop and take notice of Plexus, and then we can go from there. And, then you just keep asking questions, and then you can say, it can be feel kind of stilted until you get really good at it. And then once you're really doing it all the time, then it just flows, And so it does feel, when there's a formula like that, I think sometimes it can feel like it might feel stilted, but it actually, the main thing is to focus on them, focus on the benefit, and focus on the emotion that it'll elicit. That's the magic. That's why it's the magic, because you don't want to focus on, the benefits, or, all things that we think are so important. You want to focus on them. So I think that's what makes it magical, but you can kind of tweak it a little bit to make it fit how you would say something. But I think it's pretty effective. Some of the gals who did it at the conference, who really have been working, because we had a whole year of this training, or I don't know, it's been 6 months of this training. So we've been, on training calls for 6 months every week for a while. And there were some girls who had used the actual magic words really consistently, had become really good at using them. And I don't know, what they said, Tara, they're like 40 to 60% like turnover rate from people who they were trying to recruit or they talked to the first time, to turn them over to and to recruit them. One gal had 40%, and the other gal had 60%, I think. So
wow.
Yeah, if you can get really good at it, it's really just the importance of talking straight to their hearts, because that's what's going to make the decision, not their brain. Their brain doesn't want to hear all the chatter about how great the products are, that wants to know. And they want to know your story too, and why you did it, why you chose. But.
Did they have you guys do any practice all together, like in the one big room where you guys all take your phone out and maybe send a message to someone to see how effective it was for everyone in the very large room?
They didn't do that specifically, no. But we did. A lot of people in there had done this, because we've been a lot of us have been doing this throughout the 6 months. Or has it been 6 months, Sarah? I don't know. But anyway,
Something like that.
Yeah. So people had been trying, but we didn't actually do one. It would have been a good idea, though. That would have been an effective, demonstration.
They did that at Super Saturday last year. Everybody took their phone out and sent the magic text or something similar. Not, I know with yours it's a little bit more effective with face-to-face or a phone call. But it was really surprising. They said, okay, we're going to silence it for the next minute and send it to the next 5 people that you have on your list. And it was really, I remember I got 2 customers from doing that. And it was very effective. But it was really interesting to see the scope of everyone and how effective it was for the large room together.
Yeah. And this is a lot of, this takes a lot of discovery and time. It's not always just kind of wham bam. I think it definitely takes some time. So I think that's one of the things that I'm trying to get used to. I kind of like to get to the point and get these customers signed up, but really they need to, we need to really break it down and really discover for them, because the more we know about them, the more likely it is that they're going to stay on the products. The more likely it is that, they might turn over to Ambassador, the more I've really sat down with my customers, the more they've stayed, the more my rate of, I don't know what that is, what attrition is down. I don't know. Anyway, they've stuck around if I've really met with them and know exactly why they're doing this,
Yeah. Great information, guys. I need to work on it.
So much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. And if you guys will upload this to the team page, if you have anything to add as far as comments or any information below, this will be on within the next 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so much. It was wonderful.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.